Good morning, everybody. This is Mike KOZAK in Bend, Oregon. I was so shocked to hear that Art had passed away. Art and I are friends for a long time, and we worked on real estate together, on committees together. It was nice to have someone from Eastern Oregon here, and that really cared about real estate and the real estate issues. Whether we were at meetings or board of directors meetings or committee meetings or talking to our legislators or sometimes just sitting at the Grand Hotel having dinner and chatting. Art was always forthright about his opinions, and he championed our goals in real estate of property ownership and taking care of the OAR business and doing things the right way. I'm so sad to see him go. I will surely miss him, and there's not very many old timers like Art left anymore. Thank you so much. God bless everybody.
My friend, Art Kegler, how you will be missed. Art had the ability to open his mind before his mouth and showed respect for others by listening to understand their opinion and think in their perspective before sharing his own. He even did this with our legislators on both the state and national level, and that was a real challenge. His representation on behalf of all realtors was unsurpassed. His participation in RPAC exemplified his dedication to our profession. When Art was in charge, people didn't argue. They had intelligent discussions, and they reached cooperative conclusions. Art was loving, caring, and understanding, and he was a great dancer.
Hello, fellow realtors. I appreciate the opportunity today to say a few words about my dear friend, Art Kegler. When I think of Art Kegler, I think of three things. I think of as a dear friend, I think of as a fellow realtor, and I think of as an avid Duck fan. Our dear friend, Art Kegler, graduated from the University of Oregon in the early 1950s. That began a lifelong passion as an avid Duck fan, and Art followed basketball, football, baseball. In fact, his son, Dean Kegler, our fellow realtor, pitched the last pitch in the last inning of the University of Oregon's Duck baseball program when it was discontinued. The last person on the mound for the Oregon Ducks in the 1970s was a Kegler. I mean, that says a lot about being a sports enthusiast, and Dean was a great athlete, and Art was so proud of his family. The other thing I want to touch on real quickly is the fact that Art followed me as president in 2007 of the Oregon Realtors. But as president-elect, I watched Art, and I was amazed at his dedication, his work ethic, and his integrity. And he never said no. He was always there when the realtors asked him to do something, and I learned a lot from that. And I've tried to carry that example that I learned from Art through to today. And you know, it's hard to say no when the realtors ask you to do something on behalf of our industry. I'm going to tell a quick little story about Art Kegler, and has to do with the Oregon State football game back in the early 2000s. Art's daughter, Terry, is married to Jerry Reeser. And through that family connection, Art was always able to get good seats and tickets to the Oregon State Civil War football game. So Art asked me and my son Jade if we'd like to join him up there at Corvallis for the game. And I said, wow, that'd be great. He said, yeah, we'll be in Al Reeser's tent. We're going to have, the band, the Oregon State band will be playing. The cheerleaders will be there. It'll be great. And I said, wow, how neat. So I told my son, I said, out of respect for the Reeser family, let's not go heavy on the Oregon stuff. Let's just tone it down and not wear it. And so we get up there and we get checked in. We get the orange wristbands and we go in and I see the Kegler family standing over there. And I go up and I approach them and everything. And Art, we say hi. And Art takes one look at me and says, where's your Oregon gear? Because they're decked head to toe in Oregon stuff. And I kind of look at him start to stammer, and I look over, and my son takes off his sweatshirt, his hooded sweatshirt. He's got Oregon gear underneath it. I mean, he's got the duck lips, the beads, the whole thing. So I kind of look, Art looks at me with this, come on, you're next. And I had to proceed to tell him that if I took my sweatshirt off, Art, I'd be standing in this tent in my underwear. And it didn't take him long to say that's not a good idea. But my point is Art Kegler never sold out. Art Kegler had high integrity, high ethics, and when he believed in something, he went all the way with it. So I'd like to end this with one little thing here, and that's a little tribute to Art by way of what was near and dear to him, and that's a Go Ducks. So I know this is a Zoom meeting. I know you're out there by yourself, and I know some of you are diehard Beaver fans, but for Art, on the count of 3, form the O and give me a Go Ducks. 1, 2, 3, Go Ducks. Thank you.
I've been asked to share a few words about our friend, Art Kegler. And I've known Art for 20 years, mostly through OAR, and what a great man he is. Compassionate and caring and interested and quite frankly, one of the most elegant persons I've ever had the pleasure to know. In 2007, I got the opportunity to go to Vietnam with Art on a trade mission, and we talked about real estate with the Vietnamese and how they might do a trade association there, and Art was our chief spokesman. And even though we traveled halfway around the world and he didn't care very much about the food and wasn't having that great a time, what a wonderful spokesperson he was for all of us. Putting Oregon first, always in his University of Oregon t-shirt or his OAR apparel, letting people know, hey, we're Oregon, this is us. When I'd see Art at an OAR meeting, one of the things I loved the most is he'd always come up to me and he'd shake my hand and he'd say, and how's my friend Rick? And that was the most genuine question. He really wanted to know how I was doing and what I was doing and what was new for me. And that was Art. He cares about people, cares deeply about what's going on with us and how we're doing in the world. In the past few years, when I'd see Art and we'd have a conversation, sometimes at the end he'd get a little teary-eyed. And what I know is he wasn't, sad to see me. What he was grateful for all the friends. And the emotion of that, about being around his friends and being with people that he loved and who loved him, meant so much to him. Art's a one-of-a-kind person. We're all so fortunate that his family shared Art with us, that we got to know him, then appreciate him, and see ourselves as better because of how Art saw us.
Here's to you, my friend. Let's all toast Art Kegler.